I've always had an interest in music. From the time I was probably a year and a half old, I knew that my dad played guitar. He played in a little band, and if he was playing, I wanted to be around it. And as I got older, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 years old, I just became more and more interested in music. I knew all the songs that my dad knew, and probably a few more. And I'll never forget, I was 7 years old, and my dad said, "I'm going to leave the house for a while, and when I come back, I'm going to have a surprise for you." Well, I thought that surprise was going to be a puppy, and I was just really looking forward to that puppy. Well, when my dad got back, he didn't have a puppy. He had a piano, and that was the last thing that I would have expected. And at the time, I wasn't even sure I was glad to have it, because I was looking forward to that puppy. Well, as time went on, I would sit down at the piano bench and I would begin to experiment with things that I had heard, little melodies, maybe even trying to play little chords, even though I didn't know what chords were. And about the same time, I became interested in the drums, and probably more so in the drums than piano. But about my 3rd grade year, my parents decided it was time to give me piano lessons. And I think it was probably after my 1st or 2nd lesson that I came to realize and know that I wanted to play the piano. And honestly, and this is the truth, there were times I would literally practice hours on end. And with every passing year, I obtained a greater and greater love for that. Well, I want to share this because it's important. At the time that I was developing an interest in music, my parents were not living for the Lord. And I guess about the time I was 7 years old, my dad rededicated his life. Mother was very soon after, and he wanted to give his talents to the Lord. He's a very talented man. And he began to sing gospel music in a small quartet. And I had the opportunity to play the drums for this little quartet. But in the process, I began to love gospel music. I loved the lyrics, I loved the style, and I just fell in love with it. And so as my interest in music developed, my parents were growing in their relationship with the Lord. Well, I was growing in my relationship with Him too, because I had come to know Him at 9. And so I just began to spend more and more time in my music. And I came to a place where I really wanted to give my music to the Lord. I wanted to sing for Him. I wanted to play for Him. And I never got over it.